that you're getting ready for 8th grade, we're going to look at some more complex algebraic equations, okay? And remember, algebra is useful in life so often, especially in any sort of engineering field, or if you do any construction in your lifetime, like if you make a dog house or if you plant a garden, algebra can be a useful tool to you, okay? But first, let's define the new kind of equation that we're going to be dealing with. Remember, the essential question that you need to be able to answer by the end of this period is, how do we solve a two-step equation? Remember, my goals for you, as I said when you came in, is to be able to identify the operations that are present. The definition of a two-step equation is a mathematical sentence that contains an equal sign. Okay, so here's my first equation, 2x minus 5 equals 12. How many operations are present in that equation? Renee?
2.
2, right. So let's put in 2 in the first block. Okay. Now, normally, what operation would you do first? Kelsey, can you tell me what operation I would normally do first?
Multiplication.
Correct. I would do the multiplication first, and then I would do subtraction. So if I'm going to undo those, I'm going to go backwards through the order of operations. Which one do you think I would undo first, Kelsey?
Subtraction.
The subtraction, that's right. And what is, Kelsey, the inverse of subtraction?
Addition.
Addition. Great, so let's write addition here. Okay, would you take a look now, please, at the bottom of page 2. And I have there our first two-step equation that we're going to try to solve. And does anybody see how many lines of work it looks like we're going to have? How many? Elizabeth?
7.
Right, looks like it's going to be 7 lines if we count that original line. Okay, so the equation is 2x plus 1 equals 5. Okay, I'm going to go through the same PowerPoint, but this is going to be a little bit different than the one we used for one-step equations. You're going to see some new slides in here. Okay, so get ready with your pencil, and let's recopy what appears on the left side of the equation, which was 2x plus 1. Bailey said we're going to do subtraction, and how much is it that we're going to subtract from both sides? How much are we subtracting from both sides? Melanie?
1.
Right. So we'll subtract 1 from the left side, and we'll subtract 1 from the right side. Make sure your equal signs are lined up. Okay, next question. Do you see things that will cancel out? And here's where I want you to get your highlighter ready. Okay? On which side of the equation do you see something that's going to cancel out, and what special number are we going to write down to indicate that we understand that inverse operation? Ashley?
The 1s, and then it'll be 0.
Right, because 1 minus 1 is 0. So let's write down a 0. Okay? And even though that might seem insignificant, it is important to show that we understand inverse operations. So get your highlighter and just highlight right over top of that 0. Okay, next question. Caution. Do you see any subtraction that must be rewritten? Remember that subtracting a number is the same as adding its opposite. McCann?
5 minus 1.
Good. How should I rewrite that?
5 plus negative 1.
Wonderful. Let's write 5 plus negative 1. And if you remember from a couple months ago when we looked at one-step equations, we also took our highlighter and we boxed these together, didn't we? We boxed them together because they are equivalent. 5 minus 1 is the same as saying 5 plus negative 1. So we've got those important things highlighted. What was your question, Zach?
How come we don't rewrite the addition as